Good afternoon, Cole Valley. Dr. Krager here. I want to take this opportunity to, in the first couple of days of school, make sure that we're all clear on the expectations for our drop-off and pickup. We definitely value safety and security and want to make sure everyone is safe in the morning and after school. So if you can take a minute to listen to this all the way through so that we can be on the same page of the expectations so that you can do your part in making sure everyone is safe as well. I'm going to start with morning drop-off. Morning drop-off does not begin until 7:55 in the morning. If you arrive before 7:55, or even if you're arriving right at 7:55, do not let your kids out of the car until there is a supervisor on the courtyard. Once there's a supervisor on the courtyard, kids can go ahead and get out of your car from the drive-up line and come onto the courtyard, but make sure there's supervision there. This morning we had several kids that were there before anyone came out, so do not let them out of your sight until you see a supervisor. There are three modes, actually four modes of morning drop-off. The fourth one is bus, and I'm not going to talk about that because it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to focus on the three that are happening on campus. We have our drive and drop-off. We have our elementary park and walk up, which is only available in the morning, not at the end of the day. And then we have the early childhood park and walk up, which includes families with just early childhood students, as well as those with early childhood and elementary students. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the map here. Let me pull my annotation tool so I can draw some little things here for you. On the map, if you are coming in for the normal drive up and drop off, you have to make sure you are coming off of Ustick Road. You'll enter in here at Ustick Road where this arrow is at the top, and you will follow along into our car line, which is over here on the side. As you're coming in, follow the cars in front of you. We typically try to have somebody up here that's helping when traffic gets heavy, but if we don't, when a line is full, simply start the next line. And each line travels all the way through, and when one line is finished, the next line starts. You follow around all the way here, and you'll come up along the front right here where the fence is, where my arrow is moving or my cursor is moving, and that's where you will unload. As you come to unload, please pull all the way up to the end of where the fence line is, and do not unload until you hit the front if you're the front of the line. As you're exiting, you're going to exit out here. You can either go to the right, and if you need to turn left onto Ustick, you have to go to the right and take this second exit. If you are turning to the left, you cannot turn left from this first entrance. You can only turn right here. So if you need to turn left, you have to come over to the second exit over here. If you are utilizing the park and walk up for the elementary, come into the parking lot, park in the front of the school. If the front of the school is full and you cannot park there, our overflow parking is right here in this center area, and this is the only area that you can park for overflow. So the front of the parking lot or this center area right here for the overflow parking, and there is a sign up here that says overflow parking. This is critical that you hear this part. If you park in the front or the overflow, we do have designated crosswalk areas. Only cross in the crosswalk areas. If you're in the front, we have a crosswalk area that is in about this area right here where I'm marking. And then we have another one that is about in this area. Cross in the park lot, the crosswalk areas, and then walk down the sidewalk to the courtyard. If you are parking in this overflow area, we have a crosswalk that is right here in the center. And the next week or so, I will be standing out there with a stop sign, and then it will just be a stop sign that will be placed in a cone to remind people to look for people. But if you're parked in this middle area, this is the only place you can cross. We do not want to have people crossing across the drop-off car line in random places, because we have parents that are looking to make sure their kids got up, they're waving goodbye, and then we have people walking in front of them, and there is going to be an accident if you do not heed this. So please help us by doing your part and only using the designated crosswalk areas to cross across the traffic flow. Finally, if you're using the elementary or the early childhood drop-off, and that would be for early childhood only, or if you have early childhood with siblings, you have to enter in from Maple Grove. As you enter in the parking lot, you'll come down this long stretch right here. And in early childhood, there is a one-way traffic flow. It starts in the second stall is where you turn in. So you'd have all the parking through here, and then it winds around this direction. This is a one-way flow. So do not try to enter into this first stall or you will block up traffic. When you park, you'll simply get out of your car, walk across the parking lot up to the door to check your kids in. If you have elementary kids, all of you walk up to the elementary building, and we have a fence that is right here at this early childhood area that walks into the elementary campus. Have your elementary students go through that gate, and that way they can stay in the fenced area to get to the courtyard. It is imperative, again, that everyone really focus on the areas to be walking and not walking. Our number one thing is do not walk through this main parking lot or where the drop-off drive-up is taking place, because cars are not able to fully pay attention as they're trying to drop off kids and monitor who's going in front of them and who's going behind them. So only go to the designated areas. Let me turn off the annotation here. I'm going to jump to after school pickup. So again, for after school pickup, we have 3 modes. Sorry, I think I have to turn back on the annotation to erase these marks here for you. Sorry. Let me erase this because that looks really weird. Okay. After school pickup, we have 3 modes. We have the drive up and load. We have the early childhood, which is the park and walk up only for early childhood families and those with early childhood and elementary siblings. And then we have the bus. There is no park and walk up on the elementary side at the end of the day. We have 2 pickup times. The first pickup time is for students in early childhood through 2nd grade only. If they have a sibling in 3rd through 5th grade, they are part of 2nd pickup. So first pickup is only early childhood through 2nd grade with no older siblings. That time is from 3 o'clock to 3:10 p.m. Second pickup is for early childhood through 2nd grade with older siblings and all 3rd through 5th grade students. Second pickup does not start until 3:15 and it goes until 3:30. Do not come early for second pickup. We have nowhere to put you. Now, that being said, I recognize that sometimes it's hard to time it exactly perfect. If you get here at 3:14 and you need a place to go, we don't expect you to have to drive around the neighborhood. We do have that center part that's the overflow parking that you can go into that we call our holding zone. Please listen to me carefully. Do not come early to get into the holding zone hoping you will get in the line first. Typically, the holding zone is not the first to get dismissed, and we don't know when you'll be in line because our goal is to keep traffic off of U-Stick. So don't come early thinking you'll get in that holding zone and get in first. The holding zone is simply to accommodate those that get here close to the time, but it's not quite time to put you in the line yet. If you need to go in the holding zone, when you pull in, you have to back in because we systematically move people out of that holding zone. Bus. I want to talk for a minute about bus. If your child is signed up for bus, this is their default mode that goes into the Pick My Kid. We don't know how many days your kid's riding the bus, if they're doing it every day, or if they're only doing 1 or 2 days a week. So if your child is signed up for bus, it is your responsibility to go into Pick My Kid and adjust the calendar to the pickup mode if they are not riding the bus certain days. So if Johnny's not riding the bus on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you need to go into Pick My Kid and you need to change the pickup mode on Tuesday and Thursday to whether they would be first pickup or second pickup based on the times that I just told you a minute ago. We do not do that for you as a school. You need to do that part. So if they're marked bus, they will be on the bus. So it's critical that you go in and adjust those around. I also want to emphasize that Pick My Kid is only used for the afternoon pickup time. Pick My Kid is not used to check kids into the bus in the morning time. The bus for the morning is who is there when the bus is ready to leave at the designated time is who's on the bus. We don't wait for kids if they're supposed to be on the bus and they're not there on time. So it's your responsibility to make sure they're getting there on time. Finally, I want to end with, if you need to change a pickup mode, you can do that in Pick My Kid. Maybe that day they were supposed to be in the car line, but you are going to have them go to extended care now. You would need to go into Pick My Kid before 2 o'clock and change that pickup mode for that day on the calendar. We're going to have a separate video on how to do the pickup modes in Pick My Kid. For those of you that already know it, we don't want to waste your time in this video. So you can watch the second video on that. If you miss the window and you forget to call before 2 or something happens after 2, just call the office so that they can change that mode for you. But if that's a consistent thing that's happening, the office will probably direct you to make sure that you're changing those modes ahead of time. We don't want to bog down our office with all the parent phone calls to change the pickup mode unless it's an emergency. Thank you for partnering with us. Thank you for doing your part. And we are looking forward to an amazing year. Have a fantastic afternoon.